welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and I thought it was about time I got a bit more of my Heaven and Earth designs done. It's actually been a few weeks since I've managed to get some of this done, though I know a WIP and chat only went up, I think, last week on my channel. I'm just hunting out my wax, which of course is always at the bottom of the pot. So yeah, I thought it was about time that I got some more of this done. I am now using the Easy PDF app for this, which I thought would also be a lot more interesting for you guys to be able to see what part it is I'm actually working on. But to get started, I have a couple of colours to fill some gaps. So I have one colour that's from the lovely Diane, which filled in one that I didn't have. I'm just readjusting the canvas so it'll sit on my lap and give me some space. And then I do have one that I've pinched a few. I've actually finished this diamond painting now, but I haven't added in the rest. But I have another one of the symbols that I got from a recent diamond painting. So you'll have to bear with me while I figure out on this app. I sort of have to figure out how it is that I'm working on it, but you can search the text. So I've just searched the text on this blue symbol, and I actually only have the one on here. I have highlighted the colours that I do need in purple. How that's going to go as I get them, I'm not sure. I was sort of messing about with the app and I ended up putting all the ones that I needed as purple, and then I'm thinking, when I mark them off, is this going to work? I'm not sure. So to have a look, this first one, we're actually going up by 3, so it's this one here. So that is the X, and that is completely done, which is awesome. So I'm going to highlight that one in a yellow, which now turns it into a darker pink, but it's all good. And then I do know that the next one that I need is one that is actually up the top here. It's a row of 3 that I've got right from the beginning. So I'm going to fill that in and we'll see if we can find where there is some more. I know there's a few of these. This is like a dusty pink type colour. It's the colour 3328. So I actually get to fill in this complete line at the top of 3, which is fantastic. So let's highlight. So these are all turning them a darker pink at the moment. And then we've got one down here. So we've got this 2 cluster, 2 singles, another one, and it's actually this one here. Can get entertaining when I'm filling in the gaps. Let's highlight that one. And then if we go across from where I've just put it, I've got a section of 2 with one further down. It's actually going in this one here. So let's highlight that, and then let's see, is there any more? Okay, so there's no more across that line. And if we come down a bit, so we've got this cluster here of 5, we're actually going across, and we're actually going across to, this is where it's going to get fun. So let's count down here. We've got 1, 2, 3, and then 4. It's actually that one. 1, 2, 3, and it's that 4th one. Oh, and we'll highlight that, and then it's actually straight across from that. Where did I put it? I put it there. So we're actually going straight across to here, and that's right because there's still a gap here. Highlight that one, and then where this twin is, we want one in the middle of there. Highlight that. Okay. And then we go down a bit and we've got sort of 2 here, and we want the bottom one. So I'll highlight that. I'm doing them one at a time because they are so scattered. And then we've got that one, and then we go directly across and we fill that gap. Highlight that. And then try not to lose my place too much. So we've got that one, scroll down to that one, and then across we've got this one. Highlight that, and that's it on that row. Okay, and then we come to this bottom row, sort of this part that I've sort of done, makes it a little bit easier. So we've actually got 2 down here, 1 right across the bottom row and 1 the next one up. I'll highlight that one and highlight that one. I am quite liking this app because you can sort of search for a symbol. Okay, so we've got 2 together, which is that one, and we actually want to come over into this section here. We've got 1, 2, 3, and then I actually want this one, and then I want this one here on its own. And then I want this one here, and then while we're at it, I'm going to get this bottom one. Oh no, it's not quite the bottom one. It's in this row of 3. I want this one, and then I've got 1 down here, which is across the bottom in a corner. So I've just done that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. So I've just re-highlighted all of those, and then if I click on my little search bar at the bottom, I can actually remove that, and then they're a darker colour now, the same as this one is, which means I've done them all. Okay, so that's all my added ones that I didn't have before. So there is definitely less colours now that I am in need of. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So there is 9 that I have needed on this and not yet had, which I don't think is too bad. I mean, there's more that I don't have in full, but for the moment, to just not have 9 of them is great. So, on my last WIP and chat, I did mention that I was trying to find another permanent marker in a 0.75, and somebody came through for me. Fantastic. So this is an Edding 8404, and this is in 0.75 mil. So I'm going to give this one a go to just add in my lines. Oh, it's working perfect. So thank you ever so much. I can't remember who it was that commented. I do apologise, but I did straight away go onto Amazon, and I've ordered one. So if anybody wants one, it's an Edding aerospace marker or a permanent marker. It says to store it horizontally, so I won't be popping it in there, but it is 0.7 and it's just drawn on my canvas perfect. Okay, so let's get rid of that search bar. So now what I can do with having this app, which is another reason I've now got my own iPad, partly for doing this. I do use it for other things, but yeah, is what I can do is I can click on this, for example, this first symbol up in the corner, and I can click to search text and it will highlight every single one of that symbol. Now, I have found that it is better if I split my pattern into single pages. So this is page 1 that I've got. Otherwise, it tries to search the whole document. And with 20 odd pages of symbols, it can take too long highlighting when you're only working on one page. So I'm going to be doing a page per I'm gonna create a separate page per one as I go through. So let's find this first symbol. Now I haven't got round to sorting out my symbols according to the symbols rather than DMC numbers, which somebody did suggest to me, but I haven't had chance to put that into practice and try it yet. It isn't an idea that I've dismissed, but it is something that I haven't even had the time to do this, to do a whip and chat with you guys. So it is something I will get to, just not yet. So I've just placed those 3 symbols, and this is great because I'm not having to hunt. So I can zoom in even more, but I'm not having to hunt for the symbols in each square and end up missing some, which is fantastic for not wanting to put things down all the time. So on this one we go 4 across and then 2 up, and that goes there. And then it's easy enough then to go from the next one is 2 across. So I'm going to highlight as I go. You do find with this app that you do have to flatten the image every now and then, otherwise it thinks you're clicking on something that you've already highlighted, and it can cause a bit of confusion. So I do find that I was flattening it quite a bit. I sort of had a mess while marking up what I'd already done off my paper copy. So we go 1 down here, so we get 2 across. This is where my grid lines work perfect. So much easier for all the counting. So on this one we're on the 3rd row up and we've got a gap of 2. And you may notice that this 315 I am working with different colours. There is 2 different shades of this. I am not bothered at all. So I am finding that because this is so many different shades anyway, having 2 different shades of in effect the same colour, it's not making a difference. There is a couple of different shades of even 939 in there. It's not bothering me. The image is still looking as good as I expect it to. So I'm just going to highlight these because that is this colour done. And then will it let me click on the next? See, when I go to click on the next symbol now, what it keeps telling me is that I'm highlighting the symbol that I've just done. So to combat that, you click on the little 3 dots at the top and tell it to flatten. And what it does is it flattens it and then it saves it, and you can tell because it will zoom back out. But then when I zoom back in and click on the next symbol, it will allow me to highlight it. So basically what it does is it saves it that you can't then change it again. So I can't go and take that highlight off because it's saved the document with it on, and it's tough. So do be careful and do check that you are saving it when you want to be. But if you do it regularly enough, for example, mine backs up to iCloud, so I have found before that I've done an error and not realised, and I've flattened it 1 or 2 times. I've actually been able to restore the previous version from iCloud using my Mac. So I did manage to save it. However, you know, do make sure that you are doing it right. Otherwise, you could end up with a pattern that you can't understand what's going on. Okay, so next we're on sort of dusty pink. Again, there is the odd couple of shades in this, though these are a lot more similar. And this is the plus symbol with an underline. And you may notice I'm actually not doing the 939s first on this section. And the reason for that is there's a lot less of them. So I'm just going from symbol to symbol. And I have got highlighted in purple the ones I haven't got. So I do need to pay attention to these 2 that I've filled in since. because of course they may be in the picture now. So that's something I do have to bear in mind as I'm going along, which is why I think for the second page that I do, I'm not going to highlight the ones I don't have, because then when I do get, I'm just going to leave them as white. So then when I do get them, it will be easier for the pattern to look like the rest. So I'm just filling in those 4. So let's, also when you search for them, it will let you tap on them a little bit easier to highlight them. So we'll do these 2 rows. So this is Easy PDF. The iPad, when you search the App Store, it will show you both the iPad and the iPhone version. So do make sure that you're downloading the iPad version, otherwise it doesn't pull up very big. It pulls up the size of an iPhone screen. Okay, so this next one we're 4 across to, no, we're not on the 4th square, we're on the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, on the 5th, and then a gap of 4. Very much near the middle. Got a gap of 4, gap of 4. Okay. Oh, I don't want to share it. I want to highlight it. To end up with, oh, I've told it to search text again. Oh well. Highlight. Okay, will it let me do the next one? No. Do we go further down? So what I can do sometimes as well, rather than having to flatten it after each one. So for example, if I'm going across this top row, the next one I actually want is this L. It's not letting me tap here because I've highlighted something close to it. So what I can do is if I can see another symbol, I can just search text and then it will let me tap on this one to highlight it because I've searched the text for it. So that's what I'm going to do to combat it sort of as much as I can, and then I'll still flatten and save it every now and then, but it saves me doing it every time. So let me search for this L. It's either one I've never had, it's not one I haven't got because they are already marked in purple. But I'm all out of sync with where the symbols are and what they are because I haven't done it for so long. So I am still searching for that symbol, and I know it's in here somewhere, unless it's one I've never done. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, so I'm going to have a quick check of my symbols list and see what the colour is. So this is an L. Oh no, I have done it, because you can see it's highlighted the ones further up, so that means it's definitely in these symbols somewhere. That's quite handy. I like the fact, because it does search the whole, there it is, 894, found it. Because it does search the whole thing, it will tell you if you've done them before. So, me likesy. Okay, so we've got one up here. That is a proper hodgepodge of pink. Okay, and then we've got a gap of 3, and just to confirm, I've got 2 in between. So I am checking multiple things when I'm doing it. Checking multiple different counting points while we're only talking 2s and 3s. By checking a few, you make sure that you are doing it right. And then we've got that one there, and I've just noticed that I've either knocked something or it's fell off. No, I've knocked it. It's a little bit slidey, this glue. Okay, stay there. Don't like it doing that. Okay, and then we've only got one across the bottom here. So I'll highlight that one. So we've only got a few on this one of that symbol. And then, will it let me click on the next one? Nope. Do we have any more? Not that I can see off the top of my... Oh, let me click on it then. Search text. Okay, so sometimes you will find that it will search for 2 different symbols. So this one has searched for what's called a percentage, but it's actually showing me 2 different symbols. Sorry if you keep getting the reflections of my big lights. So I've got a big percentage, but I've also, it's highlighted a small one as well. I don't find that that is too much of an issue. I don't find it does it with too many symbols. You can get this is one that will search for uppercase and lowercase separately, and I'm sure I've got that turned on. Let me have a look. So if I go to search, so I have got it on case sensitive, but because it's a percentage in 2 different fonts, which is probably due to how many symbols I do have on this, occasionally it will pick up 2. But what I'll do is I'll just do both of them. So I've found one. I'm just going to find the other percentage symbol, and this is where actually having the symbols together would be very helpful. So I think I do need to get that done. So for the big one, we've actually got 2. I obviously couldn't see the other one for looking. So we've got one there to highlight and one there. And I've not got any more of those, which is why I've just stuck my pen in the pot. And then for the lighter percentage one, I also have 2. So I'm just going to stick my pen in the pot again. And we've got one there and one right down in this bottom corner. Ooh. So we'll highlight that one and highlight that one. So there's 2, and then we do come up to 939s. So I'm going to tap this anywhere. Now when I tell 939s to search text, because it is searching the whole document, it does take longer than the others, which is the reason only having one page at a time helps. So we're going to do this again square by square, but I have tipped this out because I do need quite a few. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can highlight, oh, that is already highlighted. You can highlight in sort of a line, but I do tend to find just tapping on each one is just as easy, if not easier. So we've got 1, 2. This one's moved again down here. I'm gonna have to watch out for that. I'll have to get that boxed in soon. For some reason it's sticking, just doesn't want to stay put. I think I'm gonna have to be careful. We've got that one. And actually these purple highlights can be a little bit distracting. I do feel as though, especially when I'm highlighting around it, I keep thinking it's a colour that I've already coloured in, and it's not. Oh, I've done that one as well. Okay, so that's that row, and then for the next square, we've got these top 2, and then a couple down, and then a gap of 3, and a gap of 1, and yes, that matches up where it's supposed to be. Another one, another one. Okay, so that's quite a few, so I'm going to highlight that. Because that's actually quite a few that I've just done. But this app is fantastic. I'm loving it. Okay, so now we've sort of got a little line going round this one that we've already done. Okay, so my camera went off. I'm not sure if it just saved what I was doing, or whether it was shouting at me that the memory card was getting close to being full. I'm not sure. So I've changed the memory card, but I don't know where it stopped. So I do apologise if you've missed some of my placing of diamonds. Not sure quite what happened there. I have just flattened my image again, ready to sort of do the next symbol because there was so many. Oh, I hit that to highlight. I don't want to search text. Come on, what are you doing? Okay, let's try another one. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, I'm not sure if you've missed anything, so apologies if you have. But yeah, I'm just working my way across sort of this top line of the first square, just to sort of pick out my symbols. And then, of course, filling in any others. So, I've just searched for the TM. I've just highlighted one by accident, but seeing as I'm about to place it, we'll just say that I'm a little bit ahead of time. So we'll place that one that I've highlighted already, and then this one at the bottom. There's not much colour difference between this and 939. And then in the next square we've got a couple. These are normally around the 939s. It's like a different shade of blue. And we've got one tucked in there, one tucked on the top of here, and then we do have one sort of over here on its little lonesome. So I'll highlight those. This is where you need to pay attention to what you're highlighting and what you're not. You don't want to do it by accident. And this one's actually picked up a second symbol as well, which I say it does do occasionally. I don't so much mind. It just gets another symbol checked off done. So we'll mark off these as highlighted, and then I will pull out just that one lonely little symbol that it's picked up and fill that one in. But yeah, I'm liking this iPad app. I like it because you guys can see what it is that I'm doing as well. So you can sort of see the section of chart that I'm working on. So this other symbol is actually a bright red, so it's not like the symbols correspond with the colours. But we'll pop that one in as well. And then we'll go back up. So we're now on this sort of T symbol, which, there we go. I'm going to find one in a different place to highlight. And found the little pots. There's quite a few, so I already know it's worth tipping a few out. I am still working on the small trays because, of course, even though this does have a few symbols, it's not hundreds, because I'm only working on a square block that does 400. So we've got one on the top of there, one in here, and one next to there. So we'll highlight all the ones that I've done. Oh, I've hit search text again. Oh well. So, next one down. 1, 2 in that section. And then we've got 1, 2. But I like this for working in bigger blocks. I'm much happier working in sort of, even though it's still a small section, in the grand scheme of things, it is a smaller, a bigger section for this type of diamond painting. And there we go. Just double checking my spacing because I've got one that's purple. I'm definitely not doing purple on the second page. Highlight and highlight. So that's all the T's done. Has that one actually been highlighted? Yeah, it has. I'm going to press it again because I couldn't quite tell. Okay, so that's the T symbol done. Now we need that weird one. There's one here on its own, so let's do that. Look at that. Just searches and it's like, oh, here you go, here they all are. This is how many you need. Okay, so I'm just trying to hunt down this symbol. As I say, I'm a little bit out of sync with my symbols. I did have quite a good run then though, of finding the symbols quite quickly. I've got them all in the cases with the circle little pots inside, and I'm finding these are beautiful to work on. So it's the cases that hold these little pots. They are really nice to work with. I have got another one on its way in the anticipation of me getting more of this done and needing more colours, because if I had all of the colours and put all of the colours in the cases, I would need 4 of these 60 bottle cases, because I am doing the max colour. So I've ordered one more, and then I can't decide what other colour to order, which is probably the reason I've not ordered another one. So should have enough to keep me going for a bit. And I've just noticed this has also picked up 2 different symbols, so I will do this next symbol as well in a moment. I'm just checking off as I'm marking off, because I've just placed every single one of these, so I'm just going to check them as I mark them off. That one didn't want me to touch. There we go. So I'll highlight all of those. I like it when I get a nice little block of them. Okay. And then we've got, get off. We've got 2 of the triangles as well, so we'll pop those in. So we've got a triangle facing that way. Oh, that was quite quick. This one is 779. This one is full to the brim. So I'm just going to pinch 2 diamonds off the top, whichever 2 are facing the right way up, and get those 2 done. And that's that. And now we get to go on to the raindrop, which looks like there's a lot of those. So let's get some of those filled in. That's a nice pinky colour, if I remember. Yes, nice peachy pink for all these little blossoms. So we've got 2 up in this top. Got a couple of these that sort of go together. So I'm just going to highlight those, which is also taking the icon off the others. And then got one there, and again I'm confusing myself with the purple ones, so I will not be doing that for page 2. Just keep thinking they're highlighted because they're there, and they're not. They're highlighted because I don't have them. One up here, one on top of there, and one there. So to confirm, we'll highlight this block because there is quite a few. So that's that section done, and then the next one's not got as many. So I need to remember to miss one that's in purple because I don't have it. 2, 3, and then that one goes in there, 4. So for anybody that's new to this sort of WIP and chat, just to let you know what I'm doing, I have had quite a bit more interest in this, but I am currently working on a cross stitch pattern. So this is a cross stitch pattern, and this is from Heaven and Earth Designs, which is a website that deals with cross stitch patterns, or provides them. They work with the artists and all that sort of stuff. So I'm working on a pattern that's called Little Dreamer's Tree, and I have chosen to do it in max colour, which is as many colours as I can, as many different variations of colours. So this actually has 239, I think it was, colours in it. I would never dream of doing that in cross stitch, because I would be fastening on a cross stitch thread and fastening it off every like second or third stitch. It would drive me up the wall. But as diamond painting, I figured this would give me the best effect on colour, but also I am doing this out of my spare diamonds. So I have bought a few diamonds for it, but only in the colours that I need quite a few thousand of. I've bought a couple of pots and I've not bought all the colour. I am primarily using my spares, and I'm also using some of my wonderful subscribers' spares. So a couple of people have sent me some of their spare diamonds to fill in the colours, which has been amazing. I also have a few more people that have offered to send me spares as well, and I will be getting back to everybody very soon with that. The reason I haven't yet is because I do have a few paintings that are on their way, and I want to see how many of those I can do before people go to the effort of sending them out. But I will do a video on what it is that I need soon. But firstly, I'm going to change my battery and then I'll come back to you because it's flashing at me. Okay, so battery's changed, which means I can talk for longer. So yeah, this is the cross stitch pattern. I purchased a blank canvas and then I'm filling it in with my spares and some lovely people's spares and any spares that may come to me in diamond paintings that I haven't yet done. So that's what I'm doing, which is why I will talk about having gaps, are colours that I do not have. And as I say, many people have offered. Oh, screen's gone dark because I was busy changing my battery. Yeah, there are many people that have offered to send me some spares, which is absolutely fantastic, and I will be doing a video on what I need as soon as my other paintings come in. Say, I don't want somebody to go to the trouble of sending it me and then me have a painting arrive that needs them. So I've just done a little bit of a splurge on the AliExpress sale. So once they've come in, then I'll redo and recheck my list of what I need, and hopefully I'll be able to fill some more of these gaps, because as much as, you know, it's exciting when I get new ones and get to fill the gaps, it can sometimes get a little bit complicated as to where they actually go. So next symbol is the anchor. So I'm going to try and see, oh, let's see if it'll let me tap on that one. There we go. Ooh, there's lots of these in here. And this one definitely has a few different shades. This is 152. I have about 3 shades in the 152 now. And I'm really not bothered. They're all shades of pink. They're all gonna look good when they're placed on the painting. And, you know, if it was a picture of somebody's face, then yes, I wouldn't want all this shading, or even any big image. I wouldn't want to have too many different shades all in one place. But while this is a blossom tree that is full of pinks and peaches and purples anyway, then I don't mind that they're all different shades, because they'll all work. So I'm just working my way down. It's getting a lot more busy in here at the moment as I sort of fill in these little gaps. And then I had one over here, so that's 4. If I count 4, then I know I've done 4. 3, 4, and then to move over to the next one, we've got one here, and the second one goes here. So we get a lot now that are filling up next to all the gaps. And then we've got one, oh, and there's one in this bottom corner. Don't want to miss that one. So I'll highlight these. 2, 3, 4. So that's that colour done. But I think it's coming together really, really nicely. I am really liking the way that this is turning out. You can really see that it's a tree now, which you couldn't before. It's very bitty before. Okay, so number 3, and already this shows me, when I do the highlight of the symbol, it shows me more colours than my eyes was, more symbols, sorry, than my eyes were seeing in the first place. Definitely liking this search feature. Saves me finding pots again just to top it up because I missed it. Okay, and then on the next page, note we're not at the bottom, we're a bit higher up. 1, 2. Okay, so I want to highlight those. But actually tapping on it and highlighting it is so much quicker than it was colouring it in. Especially when I do cross stitch. I'm forever colouring that in to make sure it looks like what it is that I've been working on. So I've got 2 in there, and then we've got 1 here. Oh, and we've got another 2 over there. 1 there. Oh. Helps if my pen actually picks up a diamond. There we go. So I know a few people have purchased the same pattern to have a go. Whether it's because they want to do something big, whether it's because they want to join the journey. I'm all for them joining the journey. I love the fact that this is becoming a team project. You know, but it is a manageable size because you can roll it up. It's not too wide that it does become a pain. I'm trying to see if it'll let me hit the next symbol, and I can't see any more of it. Okay, so let's flatten this. Come on, pattern. I'm going to flatten it because it's not letting me click on the next symbol, and then it'll go down, and then I zoom back in again, and now it'll let me click on the next symbol because it's not thinking I'm wanting to change everything. And I hit highlight again, and I want it to search text. Oh, why is it not doing? Oh, is it doing it? No, it's not searching text because I've not hit it to highlight. This is my own fault because I've hit it to highlight. So I want it to do that sort of symbol, which then gives me the option to search text, and it's not doing it on here. So what I need to do and see if I can find another one. Here's another one. See if I can do this right. Search text. That's better. Okay, so there is actually 2, and I never saw that second one. So this is why I love this search feature. Because I could imagine I would be pulling out pots time and time again. But because there is only 2, I'm just going to stick my pen in here. So we've got one there, and then get a hold of the second one, we go in that gap there. So let's highlight that. Okay, now we have the @ symbol, which I know is further down here, so I'm going to highlight that one and hit search text. And this is, again, this is search 2. So it can get a little bit more complicated when you've got a lot that have been highlighted for 2 different ones. But it's all good. I'm still only searching through 2 symbols rather than 239. So I found one, there's the other one. So I found the other one as well. So first off, we'll start with what I was planning on doing, which is the @ symbol. And this is number 151. This is the first symbol on the chart. So we've got 2, just losing my grip on my pen, 3, and then 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the next part we've got, so that one that is a gap is actually one that I'm missing. So we've got 1, 2, and then I've got 3, 4, 5, 6. So to mark off 6, and again I'll double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then to scroll down, what have we got here? So we've got 1, 2, 3. Is that in the midst of all that? Yeah. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit more complicated because there's 2 symbols that we've got a lot of, but oh, and for this one we only need the 1. So what I'll do is I'll pop them back. Not got many of those left either. And we'll do the 3041 just to double check that we've got everything before I pop it away. So I'm going to start with this bottom one just because I'm zoomed in on it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7. So that's 7 of this in this square. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's right. And what you can do on this app as well is you can change the colour of the highlight. So for example, I've highlighted the ones, the symbols that I don't have any of. They've already been highlighted in purple. So if you do prefer to look at a darker colour, you can. It really is your own preference, what you prefer to look at. But I'm preferring the yellow, so that's what I'm sticking to. And then if we go up one, we've only got 1 on here, tucks in there. And have we got any? Yeah, we've got some on the other side. So on the other side, we've got 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So that was quite a few symbols done just by highlighting what one was. And that does go there. trying to pop my pots away, and I think I was trying to pop them back in the wrong place, but I actually wasn't. Okay, so now we have this A. Let's see if it'll let me highlight one of these. There we go. So we've got quite a few of these scattered about. And if I remember rightly, this is, yeah, this is one of the 3/8 numbers, and this is a dark purple. So let's see how this one goes. Oh, that gap's from the one above. I was thinking to myself, I haven't had a gap yet. Okay, so I've got one in there, which is of course where we've started. One down here and one there. 2, 3. We've got a couple of different shades in here, but not many. So for this one, we are tucking that one in there. I like it when I sort of tuck them in, it sort of starts closing it all up. And then we've got 1, 2, 3. I've actually put 2 different shades in a line of 3. But as I say, I really do not mind the different shading. Oh, come off that. Okay, let's highlight that one instead. Now, the only thing, if you do want to do lines of highlights, you can't do it going up. You can only do it going across, as per text. Okay, so now we've got 1, and then 2, 3. And then this bottom one, we've actually got quite a few more in. So, just to make sure I'm not getting confused as to where the boxes are, we've got 1, 2, and then 3, which is right. Got that one in the middle there, which is 4. And then we've got 5, 6, 7. And then we took in that one, which is 8. I should have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is why cross stitch is called counted cross stitch, and this is now called counted diamond painting, because that's what you spend your life doing, counting. Okay, so now we need this square. Are we going to be able to get this one, or is it going to highlight everything else? Wants to highlight everything else, so I'm just going to flatten, which will just save the file, and then just zoom in again. Only takes 2 seconds to do, and means that I can search without getting angry with technology, which is not good. Okay, where's my square? This is one of those symbols that I always struggle to find where it is. And I don't know if it's because on my labels they've all got squares for the block of colour, and I'm then trying to in effect find 2 squares. But I'm always struggling with this one. And there it is, it's right near the top. Should obviously start looking from the top. Okay, so let's tap that so that goes off. So of course we've got 1, and then we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on the next one, oh, we've only got a couple. So we've got 1, 2. And I know there's one only just slightly near it, but I'm not going there, not with this complicated pattern. As so easy as it would be just to do that one that just goes into the next box. The minute I pick it up next time, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to go, why have I done that? Is it right? Then I'm going to check it, and I may as well just leave it until the next time. So I've just put one in there, one there. Now on this now, a lot of the time I'm using all the other diamonds around it to tell me where I need to go, according to what's been highlighted. Because that now is making it a lot easier for me to know where to place the next one. So now I want the heart, so let's try that one, search text. Wow, there's a lot more in there than I thought there was. And the heart is one of the ones that I used to be missing, and I think it was Lane's diamonds that actually gave me some hearts. I don't have many, but it's letting me fill in my gaps at the moment, which makes me happy. Okay, so for this top one we've got 2, and I'm just trying to check where my line is so that I do make sure. So we've got that one missing, and then it goes in that one. So this is where it's starting to get a little bit more complicated now, as I have a lot more gaps and I can't see my lines as much. But we've got those 2, and then I'm actually going to fill this gap up here. That's good, that makes it easier. Fill a gap. Oh, and I've actually got one further down. Just highlight that one. And then we go into the corner. And there. Tuck in there. And tuck into that bottom corner. So that's a nice filling up some little gaps. Okay, and then we do need some more. So I'm very low, but it's all good, because every time I do it, it only needs a couple. And then one down here. There we go. So I've managed to fill in everything I need, and I've still got some left. So we're all good. Okay, so now I want this symbol. So I've just pulled it up on a different part of the pattern, so that I could highlight it without having to flatten after every single symbol. So that's another line filled in on that first square. And we're actually going to fill in a few nice little gaps here as well. Oh. I nearly put that in the wrong space because I was looking at the wrong square. So we get a little bit more complicated as it goes along, because I lose where my lines are. So if things like that confuse you, then just stick to one square at a time. There is no problem with doing one square at a time. This is not a fast project, and it's never going to be. Not working off a cross stitch pattern anyway. Especially one with so many colours and so many symbols. Okay, to move up. And then I've got 2 in this one. I am looking at where my lines go just to the side. I have got lines ready for the next one, and I am sort of using those to make sure that I'm getting the right places as well. So highlight those two, and then I did place that one. Oh, hit search text again. There we go. So if you've got any questions in relation to this project, please ask it below. I have got some other videos, so there is a playlist for this, which does tell you sort of what my plans are, how I'm going to do it, you know, and the WIP and chats talk about it, and then talk about how I've changed how I'm doing some things. So please check out those videos. They'll probably give you, they may well answer your question. By all means ask it below, and myself, or I'm sure one of my subscribers may get to me it before me. You know, ask your questions below, and I will answer them. Sometimes it does take me a few days to get to answer them, but I will answer them. So yeah, feel free to ask your questions below. However, I do have a whole playlist on just on this Heaven and Earth designs. So check that out. That will show you me preparing my canvas. It shows you how I created the labels for my little pots. All sorts. Absolutely all sorts of information is in there, so by all means check that out. Ask any questions you've got below. I will try and cover some of the more popular questions as and when I remember them or as and when they do come up. But yeah, I'm currently working on a cross stitch pattern from Heaven and Earth Designs, and I am currently doing it with my spare diamonds. Sorry, the camera just saved itself. So yeah, I'm currently working on Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm currently trying to complete it with only my spare diamonds. I have bought a couple of pots of 2000 for a couple of colours that I do need a lot of, but primarily I'm going to be doing this with my spares, and it will only be when I get near the end that I may end up having to purchase some to fill in some of the gaps that just I haven't been able to get hold of the diamonds anywhere. But yeah, there's a few people joining me. That was the other thing I was going to say. If anybody is joining me and is doing the same design, you don't have to, but if you are doing the same design, then please feel free to email me, and that is at 4kids@147, so it's the number 4 and then kids, the word, at the word 80, 147 in numbers, and then it's at gmail.com, and I will be more than happy to send you the sticker sheet that I created for labelling up my pots. I'll send it in a PDF, but that's only because then it can be opened under any, you know, you can open it on any computer. It's not a matter of having to have a Mac or not. And they use a 1/2-inch circle punch. You can of course cut them out into squares. They don't have the circle round them, so you have got the option to cut them in squares if you wish. And that is what matches the max colour symbol chart. I'm more than happy to send them to anybody else who doesn't have the chart, of course. It's not an exclusive, but it won't make any sense to other paintings. The reason being is the symbols and the DMC colours will change according to which Heaven and Earth Designs painting you're doing. So these colours and symbols match this chart. But yeah, I'm more than happy to send that to anybody who wants it, to help them, because I did spend quite a few hours making it, which, you know, I'm not saying that so that if you do ask for the chart, you know how much work I've put in. that is not it at all. I put the effort in because I wanted them for my canvas. It was, you know, the choice was for me to spend that amount of time doing it. But the more people that maybe get this design or ask for this chart means that it's more my time well spent. It means that the time and effort that I put in is giving more rewards to more people who can also make use of the sticker charts. So yeah, if you're doing this design, by all means email me and I'll be more than happy to send the chart over. Again, it might take me a couple of days, but I will get it done. Even replying to comments can sometimes take me a couple of days. I do like to ensure that I am in the right frame of mind and have the amount of time that is needed to reply to any questions and reply to them properly. So you'll find that I quite often answer questions in bulk, because otherwise life can get rather busy. I'm actually off work this week, and it's Thursday when I'm recording this, and this is the first time I've got to come in here and do this. I have had other diamond painting projects. I've not been starved of diamond painting at all. I've definitely had quite a relaxing week off. It's not like it's all been housework or anything. So I have had quite a relaxing week off, but I have got such a backlog of videos that I either want to do or, you know, have ready to do for my channel, that I just haven't got round to sitting and doing a WIP and chat, because I've just got so many things on my list. But yeah, I've even got a parcel sat here to the left of me that I have not opened yet, because I am determined to do this WIP and chat and to fill in the gaps with the diamonds that the wonderful Diane sent me. I'm determined that I wanted to fill the gaps. I wanted to fill the gaps. I wanted to put a gift to such good use. And yeah, like, it was not happening with all the unboxings that I kept doing. So I was like, no, I need to do a WIP and chat. I need to do an update on this project, because people love the updates on this project. So you need to do it. So I've ignored my unboxing. I'm going to do this WIP and chat. I'm going to put it up before I put up my other unboxings. And I wanted to get some progress done. Like, it's starting to look amazing. I'm so close to getting to the likes of page 2 that I just want to be able to get this done, and it wasn't happening. So yeah, that was the decision I took. Pause on everything else and let's do a WIP and chat, and then I'll go back to it. So yeah, there are loads of different videos coming from me. I ordered a few bits in the AliExpress sale, so this week that I've been off, I seem to have had a parcel delivered per day of varying different things. So I'm hoping to get my next unboxings up. So I've got unboxings, I've therefore got preparations for diamond paintings from unboxings. I've got a couple of framing projects that I want to do, and I want to do on camera. People have asked for a beginner's guide, which I did mention on a video that I was thinking of doing. They want a beginner's guide, which I am going to do. I'm just going to be doing it on a different canvas, so it's one of the ones that is being delivered. So the beginner's guide is coming. It's just not coming on the street canvas that I originally thought. And the reason for that is it had 49 colours in a 30 by 30. And that is not normal. Because it's not normal, I don't want to confuse people with this is what every single diamond painting will be like. It will scare some people away. And that's not what I want to do for this project. I don't want to scare people away from diamond painting. So I've got that coming. So I've got a beginner's guide coming, so if anybody's quite new, I will be working on that as soon as the canvas arrives. I'm doing a round versus square, which is also one of the canvases that I will use to do the beginner's guide. You see them all being intertwined? Intertwined in that is also a new review on HAED. So HAED had a problem. Let's just call it a problem. Sorry, I'm searching for another colour while talking. They had a problem with their square diamonds popping up. I did have a couple. I think I had about 3 canvases that I did end up getting during their, should we call it their crisis period. One of which ended up in the bin, another one probably will. Like it's completed, but it's just not worth popping all the diamonds back on. So yeah, they had quite a bit of a let's call Drillmageddon. So the round versus square, I have ordered those from HAED. And I'm going to see whether any improvements have been made, while also doing a beginner's guide to diamond painting and stuff. I also have a couple of other diamond paintings that are arriving. One already has, but the video will come out after this one, so there'll be an unboxing of that. And then, sorry, I'm just trying to find symbols that save me flattening it. So yeah, there'll be that video coming up. There'll be the preparation for that, which is using different storage to my normal storage, if that's something that might interest you. So that will be coming up. I say I've got a couple of diamond paintings that I need to frame, so they will be coming up. I've also got some new storage. Well, I say new. It's slightly different. It's slightly different. It's a variation on the storage that I use for most of my other diamond paintings. It's a variation on that. So there's an unboxing for that. I've also got something that's diamond painting but's not a canvas. I've got that coming up, which is a little bit different. Yeah, all the things. So keep an eye out for all the videos coming up. At the moment, I'm posting at least a video a day. I'm trying to get sort of caught up with the painting, with the videos that I've got, so that I'm a little bit more current. However, you will always find that quite often my videos are put up staggered. And that's just because I get busy with work and with life, and I don't want you guys to have nothing to watch when I'm busy getting on with life. So I like to sort of stagger. I tend to do my videos in batches, normally on a day off, and then I tend to upload them over the course of a week or so. So if there's any other videos that you'd like to see, I know somebody has said they'd like to see using a multiplacer, so that's probably one of the videos I'll do with the HAED canvases, square versus round. I'm going to sort of use them as a tips, tricks, learning how to diamond paint. All sorts of things are all going to be tied in with those 2 canvases. So yeah, I'll probably give it a go with that. I don't tend to use a multiplacer. In fact, I don't think I've ever used a multiplacer. I don't think I've even tried the 3-part multi-placer, but I'm more than happy to give it a go, give people my thoughts, show people how to use it, show people how bad you first look when you're using it, and then maybe how you can improve as time goes on. So yeah, there's all those sorts of videos that are coming up on my channel, so keep an eye out. But yeah, that's it for my whip and chat for now. I have very nearly finished these squares, but it is getting a little bit more complicated now in regards to where the gaps are, because my lines are very nearly gone. I'm sort of using the ones from here and the ones from here. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off from chatting to you guys for now and get this little section finished. But hopefully I will be back with more, because I'm not far off finishing the first page. So yeah, hopefully I'll be back with more soon, but I just wanted to give you guys an update. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.